Do you know that even with C of O on your landed property, the government can still go ahead and demolish your property? Does that shock you? Now, imagine Mr. Emeka bought a landed property with C of O a few years ago, and later the government marked the property for demolition. That's why, and a lot of people will start fixing of that. Oh, the government has actually started again, especially in Lagos State. They'll be like, oh, the government has started their demolitions again. But today, I would love to tell you the reason why government can still go ahead and demolish your property despite the fact that you bought a land with C of O. So let's get started. The number one thing I would love to talk about is erecting any building without getting government approval. It is an error. You should not commit that. Despite the fact that you bought a C of O land, doesn't mean that you can go ahead and build any structure without getting government approval. That is part of the issue that happened in Lagos State over a few weeks ago, when a lot of buildings are being demolished because they don't get building approval, despite the fact that the land is C of O. So it is essential for you to get building approval before you commence any building project on any landed property you acquire. Okay, so the second thing is that breaching the conditions of C of O. So a lot of people don't know that we have different type of C of O. Many people just keep on clamoring, I want a property with C of O, I want a property with C of O. But if I'd love to tell you, we have different 5 types of C of O. But I will talk about that in my next video. So what I just want to tell you is that breaching the condition of C of O can make the government to demolish your property. Taking for example, a C of O that is on landed property which is meant for agriculture, and the government later find out that you are building a structure for shops or residential purpose on it, can result in demolition of that property because that is not what it is meant for. So another thing a lot of people don't know is that anytime they want to buy a land, they claim, oh, I want to buy a land with C of O. But what they fail to do is to do an underground due diligence. Maybe the C of O in the property they wanted to buy covers the entire estate where they want to buy their property. Imagine, a company can decide to get a C of O for a 70 acres of land while they are selling 120 acres of land. So those people who fall outside the jurisdiction where the C of O covered can eventually get their property demolished in the nearest future if the government decided to do that. Alright, you may eventually claim you bought a land with C of O, but it may turn out to be an illegal C of O. How do I mean? What I mean is that a lot of people can go ahead and bypass the normal procedures of collecting C of O, which may later result when the government finds out that the property, the C of O you are holding, is actually not genuine. They can eventually demolish your property. So it is essential for you to do your own personal due diligence in verifying the authenticity of the C of O of any landed property you want to buy. Okay, so let me just conclude by telling you this. It is possible for you to buy a C of O landed property and still get your property demolished if the property you erected overrides the public interest. What do I mean by that? Imagine government is trying to make a road construction, or they are trying to enlarge a road, and eventually your property falls within this way. You might actually get your property demolished. But on these situations, you are likely to get a compensation if you are able to provide the right document that back up the C of O of your property. Now, on this note, I would love to tell you that before you actually decide to buy that landed property, it is essential for you to work with a professional real estate consultant who is going to help you and put you through in helping you securing the perfect investment for maximum profit. And let me tell you, it is not only C of O landed properties that are secure. There are properties that are secured even that doesn't carry the title of C of O. But it is essential for you to do your due diligence in acquiring the right property for maximum profit. So, are you ready to secure the right investment? Don't hesitate to reach out to us. Let's help you to secure the right investment for maximum profit.